Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. And today's one-a-day is the #1 cancer answer, okay? Just know this though, this afternoon at 3 p.m. I'm gonna be doing a Q&A with Alan Reed, and he is like a genius about the planet. He knows how to feed the planet to feed us. And I really would love you to join us if you could at 3 o'clock. And if you can't, you can go on YouTube, Facebook, or even Instagram to see this, but you can go on YouTube later if you wanna watch it. So today's one-a-day is the #1 answer to cancer. And I know we talk about cancer a fair bit, and that's because it's in our lives. And the other thing is you have to understand something. The reason why cancer is one of the most prominent diseases that are taking our family. I mean, you know, look at it this way. One out of every 2 men will get cancer, okay? And that's because we hold on to stuff and we suppress stuff and we don't let love in. I'm just telling you, that's the God's truth, okay? And then 1 out of every 3 women will get cancer, okay? And just know this though, cancer will become the most prevalent disease on this planet. And that's because the C in cancer stands for contamination, okay? But first, hold on a second. The first thing it stands for is corruption. And that's because there's so much corruption out there. There's corruption in the government, corruption everywhere in food corporations. Take a look at the food they make us, okay? Take a look at our healthcare. And I know you think I rant and rave about this, but we have corruption everywhere out there now. And that's because, you know, you need to learn mind your own business. So we've got corruption, and the corruption causes conflict within our bodies on an emotional, mental, and even a spiritual level. Okay, so then what happens is when you have that much corruption in your body, then you're going to be contaminated, and then that contamination is inflammation, and we're a nation of inflammation. And understand something, inflammation is how cancer hides behind inflammation, and also all the systems out there hide behind inflammation. They can't figure it out, right? So you need to understand something. If you want to take a look at cancer, like I'm going to tell you, this is the God's truth, guys. Okay, I've dealt with 3 women already this morning, okay, and brand new clients, and they just don't have cancer. Now it's metastasized. They've already went down to Mexico, 2 of them, okay? Believe it or not, we're all doing these things, aren't they? But the problem is, okay, they worked on the physical, but they didn't work on the emotional. Until you work on the emotional, like what was the attachment? You know, everything, cancer gets its foothold in the first 7 years of your life. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. Cancer gets its foothold in the first 7 years of your life. Now, there was a belief that was put in the subconscious, and this belief was fed so much, okay, and it was a dysfunctional belief, that the belief became bigger than anything else in the body. And that's why it had the power to actually create the cancer. So whatever you feed gets bigger, and whatever you feed can become a monster, and then the monster eats you. And the reason why you're being eat up is because, guess what? Low self-esteem, low self-love, and you're not embracing unconditional love. You think you're probably a sinner because of some kind of religious dogma, or you're a failure, or you're just not good enough. Who in the hell would want to love you anyway? So understand something, this is not true, and I swear to God it's not true. You are a beautiful spirit, okay? And I want to make a clear definition between spirit and spiritual. I am not spiritual. If you're looking for a spiritual leader, I am not your leader, and I am not spiritual. Okay, I am spirited, because I was born of spirit. I will always be spirit, and until you recognize your spirit, you will never, ever, ever heal your body. So feed your spirit and heal your body. Now you can believe this or not believe this, but get me anybody that has cancer, and if I can get them to buy into going back in time to where they were first truly injured on a spiritual level, okay? Go back in time and actually, how would you like to see that story? Would you like to see that story different? Well, I'd like to see that my father didn't rape me. I would like to see that I wasn't neglected for years. I would like to see that anyways, there's so many different stories, and I know people don't like me saying the rape thing, but you know, if you knew how many children are abused, it's totally shocking. And that's because we have so many dysfunctional beliefs, and that's because adults are adulterated. So when are we going to get together, get truly together as spirited beings, and not judge each other, but observe each other and say, hey, would you like to be released from that bondage that continually cycles you and causes reactors in you to keep on trying to kill yourself on some level? You know, I'm really getting this thing nailed, you know. I really know who I am, what I am, and I will tell you something right now. If you don't mind your own business, even when it comes to your family, then you're never going to become the light. And you know, people will come on intercom, they'll come on Facebook, and they'll go, Dr. Wolfe, okay, I've had breast cancer for 5 years, okay, and it went away. I went to this clinic, and now it's come back, it's metastasized. Can you tell me how to get rid of it? And I'm going, oh my God, are they kidding? Are they kidding? You know, that's why we're creating the library. But you know, if you're not going to get a consultation with me, or if you're not going to delve in this and understand that your life is on the line, you know, we have become so numbed out and so dumbed down. You know, I said to a gentleman yesterday, he's got lung cancer, okay, and he went to the doctor, and the doctor said, if you get chemotherapy, you are going to live 6 months. If you don't get chemotherapy, then you're going to go in 3 months, okay? So anyways, he doesn't want to do this, but you'll love this part. First, his doctor says that to him, then his doctor just leaves. And then another doctor comes in and says, so, guess what? We have something for you. If you do this chemo, you'll live 6 months. If you do this one that's really aggressive and it's dangerous and has side effects, you may live 9 months to a year. And he's like, So he goes home, and then what he says to the doctor is, when they call him up and they go, why aren't you coming back? And he goes, well, I don't want to do the chemo. And what you told me is that in August, I'm going to do the chemo. I'm going to have 6 months to live. Or if you have a more aggressive chemo, that might give me 9 months. And that was August. So that's August, September, October. We're almost into October. He says, I've got 2 months, and I feel better since I've been following some of Dr. Wolfe's Perfect Day. And as soon as I've made these changes, and I haven't gotten any worse. And I went to my other doctor, my GP, and he says nothing has spread and that I still have the same lung capacity. Yeah, but he doesn't know, and you better make a decision because you're gonna go. Now I told him, I said, do you see a setup here? One doctor says something, he leaves, then the other doctor comes in and he goes, oh, we have a second thing for you. And then the other doctor comes and they team up on you. Now, I'm not telling you not to get chemo. I'm not telling you not to do anything. But whatever happened to, I am the greatest thing that was ever created, and I can heal from anything, because look at, once you are 100% spirited, okay, your vibration's so high that anything below that can't exist, and you've got to practice that. That means that you can't get thrown off by people in your family that have dysfunctional beliefs, because guess what you all do? I'll push your button, you push my button, I'll push your button, but you don't do it consciously, make that decision. Your subconsciouses go, we're going to protect the most prominent beliefs, even if they're killing us. And we're gonna sucker punch the spirit, and we're gonna keep doing this. That's why couples, they're still fighting about the same damn thing, and they've been together for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, and you say to somebody, so how's your relationship? It's good. No, it better be great. And it will never be great until you're great, and it'll never be great until you honor and respect yourself 100%, and you hold the loving line. And you look for the reactors that push the buttons to create the disease and to keep the disease. Because guess what? If you've got cancer, that is the most prominent thought in your body, is the cancer. The cancer is the biggest part of you now. How in the hell did that happen? Because guess what? You didn't mind your own business. You must mind your own business, and you must say to yourself, is this something loving? Is it respecting to my body? And do not let anybody disrespect you ever again. If you're not going to demand respect, okay, from your family and from the world, well then guess what? You're leaving. And you know what? It's your choice. It's your choice. You're not staying. And if you do stay here, you're going to be so damn miserable that you're exhausted when you go to bed. And then when you get up in the morning, it's like, how in the hell am I going to make it through another day? And none of this is actually true. This is not true. This is not true. You need to stop this. I'm not asking you for your money. I'm asking you to open up your heart to you. Have a beautiful day. God bless.